Now it should work. There we go. Now it works. I had the wrong, whatever, it doesn't matter. Had it set up a little incorrectly. Fixed it. Lorne's in the house. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? So I finished up the last video. I'll have it posted tonight. Tonight or no, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I'll post it. Mercer, how you doing? But I did post the last one. It's up. I don't know if you guys watched it yet. And what I don't know what to do now. I honestly, I want to come up with some different ideas. I like the trades. Those are cool. We did goaltenders. We did the forwards. We did defensemen. I think what I should have did is the centerman for each team, and then the wingers. So we would have had more to do. We could do. Come on, I was thinking maybe we grade the best defenseman from every team. Yeah, well, we already did the percentage to make the playoffs, so maybe we'll hold on to that one, because then it'll kind of be redundant to do what the points for what each team gets. We could have probably did that last time, so instead of percentage of chance that they're going to make the playoffs, we could have went points for every team, I suppose. But I like that. I like that idea. There's not much news at all right now. Like, what else did we do? We did coaches, we did general managers, we did defensemen, and we did forwards. Let me see. I'm pretty sure there's no new news here. Like, absolutely no news. Just the Philadelphia Flyer Hall of Fame group. You know, any of those guys could be chosen. It would be fine. Any of those guys could be chosen and it would be fine. Eh, 80 points for the Leafs. We could finish off that. We were doing the Olympic one. We could finish off those Olympic team rosters, but I was thinking of something different. I was thinking maybe you guys could come up with something even different. See, when I did the goaltenders, I should have said did the backups first or something like that. But we're getting lots of views on the one that we did do. Team Canada, yeah, both the United States and Team Canada are pretty loaded. Carolina doesn't have anyone for Team Canada? Yeah, I would say not. The only one that would have any chance would be Stahl, and that ain't happening. Some players don't want to go to the Olympics. Yeah, that'll be interesting too. Which teams are going to want to go to the Olympics and which ones aren't. I think the big question for the Olympics is how much stock do you put on Bergeron now and Crosby? It just, you know, McDavid and Matthews got to be taking over those posts now, aren't they? Matthews is American, but McKinnon and McDavid. Hutton did well. Where was he? He was in Nashville, right? Yeah, Matthews is American. Hutton was in Nashville before that. Where did he play? Wasn't not. I think he played in Nashville, but it wasn't just in Nashville. Yeah, he was looking like he was going to be a decent goaltender, and then he went to Buffalo, and it was like all over, pretty much. Oh, I did not want to do that. I did a Freudian slip there. Yeah, it was Nashville. Started out in Chicago. Well, I mean, he only had, oh, St. Louis, that's what it was. He had the big year in St. Louis. He only had one really good year in St. Louis. And if you remember that year, St. Louis was a powerhouse team. Yeah. He was playing in front of an amazing defense, and then he got the big money in Buffalo, and yeah, that defense is just not. Defense does make a big difference. That's why I say why I'm so high on Bernier, because he didn't have a good team in Detroit. And he looked fantastic. He stopped pucks like crazy. Those are the guys that, those are the goaltenders I'd be leaning more towards if it were me. I'd be looking to, if I'm looking for a guy to give a couple million to, like Allmark, Boston did with Allmark. You look for the guy that had a weak defense but still put up really good numbers. And obviously, you got goaltender guys that are watching how they're improving. No, it's terrible, dude. I think you and I totally disagree there. I think on paper they got a very poor defense. The Kaiser's hurt all the time. Stetcher, it's pretty meh. The only one would be Hronek that I would say. Who do you think is good in Detroit? Philip Hronek, Moritz Seider is going to probably get in. I mean, I know he's progressed well, but he's still only 20 years old. Mark Stahl, Nick Leddy. I like Jordan Osterley, and they got him as a scratch. I think Jordan Osterley will. What is he? A left? He'll take over if there's something there. He'll probably take Danny DeKeyser's spot, Jordan Osterley. Yeah, Moritz Seider is going to be, I mean, I don't know, he's 20 years old. He looks like a beast, but is he going to be, you know, he's just getting his feet wet in the NHL. They got defensemen coming up that's going to make that defense look a lot better. But to say that they're decent now, I think it was all Bernier and Grice last year. I saw them get outshot like crazy and high chance scoring. Yeah, Jordan Osterley is a good defenseman. I thought Jordan Osterley would have been a good one for Toronto to pick up, actually. If you're looking for bargain basement defenseman, Jordan Osterley would have been fantastic. I'm surprised. I think he went to Detroit because he felt he had a better chance to get higher up in the lineup. Hey, Dork, how you doing, buddy? So I got a possibility. I've got one for you. This will be really in-depth, though. This is going to be a really in-depth one that just came to my mind while we were talking. How about we grade every team's prospects? There's a trade rumor that where did you get this rumor from? That would have to be Chychrun for sure. On Facebook. Well, that's they could make that was audible. Yeah, I mean, they could do it. I think they would be doing very well. I wouldn't put them. I'm not rating them. That's too hard to work. we could I guess rate it after we grade it. But I mean, this is going to take some time to do this one because you're looking at wow, like this would take some time for sure. Matthews would have to okay the trade, I think. Oh, you're making me work. He does not have a no trade clause. As exciting as that sounds, yeah, I'd have to get a lot of people involved. I think it might be a little too in-depth to do that one. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with you with that, Lauren, but I would definitely need a lot more people in the live to be able to do that. I think everybody here is pretty solid. Mercer's pretty solid. Yeah. Weichel, he knows every team. He's a big Leafs fan, but he knows every team. I think this is fine here. But I don't think we got enough people in the chat to do it. We only have 2 concurrents right now. Okay, well that wouldn't be good then if you don't know about other teams' prospects. It is a really in-depth. It would be a really in-depth topic. So, but okay, you're talking about yourself then. Yeah, I'm sort of like that about baseball. Like if you did it about baseball with the Blue Jays, I wouldn't know anything about anybody else's prospects. I wouldn't even know all that much about Blue Jay prospects. Oh, we're not going to do that. You're just looking at you're probably looking at, I mean, there's going to be surprise guys. How do you even know that really? It would be more like looking at, the immediate prospects that are ready right now, like how deep their pool of prospects are. Like the Pittsburgh Penguins would be what, an F for sure. Like nobody's going to doubt that. Pittsburgh Penguins have nobody. They have Poulin, and that's about it. Hey CL, how you doing? All right, well CL's here, so we'll ask him who goes to the Hall of Fame. CL. Penguins would be dead last, yeah. It would be interesting in the sense that Rutherford never cared about prospects. That's right. He was win now. He was a win now general manager, and that was it. Yeah, you could include like young players on the roster. Bergeron, yeah, Bergeron for sure. First ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Well, I mean, he was not shy about it. He basically was like, if you want me to rebuild, well, he did. He was going to start the rebuild because he was going to trade Letang to St. Louis for Dunn and who I don't know who else, but he had a package of players that he was going to trade Letang for. Hot takes over here, John. Hot takes hockey. Ah, they would have to. I'm pretty sure they'd have to give up Chikrin plus their first next year. Like it's actually kind of tempting because Arizona's going to suck so bad next year. Next 2 years, like if they gave if I have if I have Matthews and I have a team like Toronto does, the possibility of getting Wright and then getting Bedard, oh man. Uh but oh, hot takes over here. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Hot takes. I don't know why that clicked in my head. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. He's definitely going. No, I think Wright's first overall for sure. I don't know. What are those other guys doing right now? That's the thing, is it's hard to judge. This year's going to really pan it all out, but I think so. Crosby out 6 weeks, yep. I think Pittsburgh probably, I still say they missed the playoffs, and now it's less likely. But the thing about Pittsburgh, as we all know, is it doesn't seem to matter what happens to that team. They make the frickin' playoffs. Like, it's incredible. They're going to be without Malkin and Crosby. And you sure as heck, you can almost bet on it that they're still going to make the playoffs. And you don't know why. They just will. I'm not sure about that. Well, I mean, I could take a look. I'm not sure about. I think Bedard will be there, but Wright, I don't know if he's at that level. He had 9 goals and 5 assists, 14 points for Team Canada. How come they don't have his 2021 stats here? Yeah, I don't think he's that good. He's not up there with Crosby and guys like that, no. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Carter's going to be able to hold that up over an 82 game season though. I think Wright's somewhere around Hughes. Somewhere around there. Lafreniere, we're going to see, he's going to beast it out this year. Lafreniere is going to have a beast. He was getting so good in the second half last year. I wouldn't say Colorado's done if Kemper gets hurt. I think they still could, find a way with lesser goaltending to make the playoffs, and that maybe, but it would definitely hurt a lot, that's for sure. But I mean, right, even if he is like a Hughes is probably going to have a big year this year too. Isn't he bigger than Hughes too? Like Hughes had to bulk up. He was doing pretty good considering how. See, he would have played a 76-1. Yeah, he's bigger than Hughes. So I don't know if he's more talented than Hughes, but he's probably will be able to play sooner than Hughes, like maybe at a higher level sooner. You love the title of the video? Yeah, it's the best interactive NHL live stream that's going on right now. I'm pretty sure there isn't any other ones going on right now. So. Yeah, they're done in the playoffs for sure. They'll probably make the playoffs, but there's no way they're going to win in the playoffs. No, I agree with you there for sure. Probably won't beat Vegas. No, they won't be. If you don't have top-notch goaltending in the playoffs, you're not going to win. You'd be lucky to win a round, yeah. Yeah, for sure, but Vegas would be in trouble. Jack Hughes. I think Jack Hughes is going to have a really strong year this year. He's going to be physically more where he needs to be this year. Yeah, that's the one. If I could, like, going back to this weird rumor that I doubt has any validity to it, for me to trade Matthews, I'd want Arizona's next 2 firsts and Chychrun. If they gave me that, I would consider it. But you're throwing away your season now, probably. Except that you can add free agents, but it's a little late to add those now. You do that, I mean, but aren't you isn't really what you're looking at for out of one of those players is Matthews anyways? So even then it's a little difficult. But now we're talking a Norris level. We're talking about a Norris level defenseman in Chychrun. And either Michkov or it would be pure chaos in Toronto if they did something like that. How do you give up on the year? You look at your roster and say, "There's no freaking way we're beating Tampa Bay. There's no way they're beating Tampa Bay with that roster." Like, are you beating Tampa Bay? Are you beating Colorado? Are you even going to beat Vegas with that roster in the playoffs right now as it is? Unless Mrazek has like some sort of revelation and turns into the goaltender everybody thought he was going to be, just like that or something. You're looking at if you're looking at that roster and thinking you're a contender this year, you should be fired. There's no way that roster is a contender this year. Yeah, that's the thing. But you're looking at it going, yeah, it's not like they don't have a ton of long-term contracts. I agree. I believe what they're actually going to do is they're just going to keep on going like this. Like the plan is just taking longer now because of COVID. And as the cap goes up, they're going to try to fill in this roster. I don't think they're going to go do something crazy like trade Matthews. I don't. The Leafs won't beat Boston in the playoffs. Not likely. I don't think it's very likely. And I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they do something throughout the season that changes my mind, but I just don't see a top-heavy team that doesn't have depth. Unless Ritchie and Bunting and Kasha, have years that they haven't had yet, and really step up that just Kasha comes back from his injury problems and becomes what he looked like he was going to become. Ritchie is, had a decent year last year. So if he improves on that, and Bunting had a good year in Anaheim but these are all big ifs. These are all big ifs. There's so many ifs with Toronto for them to even make the playoffs, let alone be a contender come Cup time. I think Toronto knows that they're not a contender this year. I really think so. Yeah. And people, if the Leafs players get hurt, they're in big trouble. Yeah. And you could say that with every franchise, but Lauren in Carolina will say that, Carolina could have a couple players get injured, but they've got players to replace them pretty decent. Toronto doesn't. Some teams are better prepared for injuries, and that's why I usually go for those teams that are likely going to make the playoffs than ones that don't. The odds are in a year you're going to have injuries, and quite often significant ones. So teams like Toronto that have guys that, like, there's nothing in that lineup in their bottom part of in their depth chart that makes me go, okay, he's ready. They're going to be good. They can step up and replace those spots. I mean, it's an interesting proposal. How good of a team is Arizona going to be with Matthews on it? Still probably not very good. It would be brutal if you traded Matthews to Arizona and then all of a sudden they started signing a whole bunch of free agents and they end up being like just missing the playoffs and your first round picks are like garbage. That would be absolutely devastating. Well, I mean, yeah, and they sure need something like that in Arizona. But honestly, I don't even know if Arizona would do it because I would not want to take the gamble of losing those two first overall picks. Bedard could be like everything that. What's that? What's that, Lauren? Why did you put that? Bedard or Mitchkov? You think Bedard or Mitchkov is better than McDavid? No. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. No. I watch Bedard. I like Bedard, but he's not McDavid. McDavid is rare air. No. McDavid is number one. No doubt about it. Bedard is not better than McDavid. When McDavid was coming up, I said he was better than Crosby, and people laughed at me or whatever. And he is better than Crosby, but Bedard is not better than McDavid. Bedard is like maybe McKinnon-ish, somewhere around there. McKinnon is not better than McDavid. Michkov, I haven't had to see him. He's got incredible moves. No, I'm not talking as an Oilers fan. Believe me, I don't. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I know. I've watched Bedard play. I've never, but I think he's going to be very good. I think McKinnon was putting up McDavid-like numbers when he was in there too. No, you don't need to be joking. No, don't say that, dork. Say what you're going to say. You're not hurting my feelings at all. It's just true. It's not. I'm not a homer. I'm not a homer. It gets annoying to Oiler fans, and I'm not a homer at all. I seriously look at things very rationally. I don't. Even rooting for my team, I'm probably the worst fan of a team ever because I'm out on my team so fast. It's crazy. I'm not a good fan of a team. I'm a great fan of the game, but I'm not a good fan of a team. I'll be the first to admit it. Yeah. I'm looking up Bedard. He's 15 years old. As of right now, he's played, what, 36 games in Bantam? He played on the under 18 at the Brick Invitational, and he chewed it up, yeah. But he hasn't played in a major league yet. He was selected for the Western Hockey League, yeah. So his first year in junior, he had a point a game. The second year, how old was he? Connor McDavid on that year. That year was, I believe he was, when he was 16, he got a point a game in juniors. '97, 2007. Was he 15? 97, 2007. He was like 15 and when he got to junior. He was playing junior at 15 and he got 66 points. Yeah, that's two different teams. Those teams were stacked as well. Give me his first year of junior at 15 and I'll tell you. '97, 2007, and 5. By the start of the 2012 season, McDavid was only 15 years old, and he had 66 points in 63 games. He's a year older, and he chewed up Yeah, actually, yes. He had 28 points in 15 games in 2021. So he's almost at a 2 point a game. He's almost a 2 point a game player. Now, that is at a weight of 165. Yeah, he's at 16 now. So at McDavid at the same age at 16 played 2 points a game. The following year he had 2 points a game. So that would put them about the same as far as point production is concerned. Now, what I've seen different from Bedard, that I have from McDavid is Bedard is like Cole Caulfield. Yeah, at 16. Bedard is going to be a beast. There's no doubt about that. So let's look at McKinnon then. Look at McKinnon's. McKinnon is 26 now. He was born in 1995. So he came into junior at he had 78 points at 16 years old. So he was about 3/4. So he could be somewhere around maybe a little bit better than maybe a little bit better than McKinnon. But McKinnon's height and weight in comparison. $15 old when he was sick. By the end of that year, he was 16. But when he first started playing junior, he was 15 old. I don't know it'd be interesting to see is, okay, let's look back and see what his team was that he played. He played with Connor Brown that year. Andre Burakovsky. Adam Pellich was on his team. Dylan Strome. A very young Dylan Strome. Travis Dermott was on that team. Andre Burakovsky and Connor Brown were the big guys on that team. Who did Connor Bedard play for? The Spitfires, wasn't it? Regina Pats. Okay. Wonder if they'll show me. Okay, they got Riker Evans. It's hard to say here because it doesn't look like it's too stacked. Yeah, the pandemic did limit how much he could play. I'm just going by what I've seen of him. I see a guy with an incredible shot. Kind of like Matthews in that way. His shot is absolutely freaking insane. I would say he's got a better shot than McDavid for sure. He's got a Matthews level shot. It's almost unstoppable. Bedard went over to Sweden. I'm surprised I have nothing on him here that says he went over to Sweden. Bedard, Sweden. How come they don't have his freaking junior stats here? Oh, here we are. Yeah, I don't have him in Sweden here. At the under 18, he had 14 points in 7 games. He was born, he's 16 now. See, yeah, he played junior as a 16-year-old. Yeah, for sure it's going to be Creeder for Rangers captain, I would think. McDavid is underrated defensively. I don't agree with you there. McDavid is not a floater. He does fly the zone sometimes, yeah, I would agree with that. But to say he's poor defensively, he's way better than Kane defensively, that's for sure. He's getting better and better defensively all the time. Very smart player. He's 5'9", 181 pounds. So he'll probably gain about 2 inches yet. Bedard. Okay, it doesn't. Not built to win in the playoffs. I think Edmonton is built in a sense that, I mean, they're going to win with offense if they're going to win. So you could say they're not built to win in the playoffs, I guess, but they got to outscore the opposition, and they need a better goaltender for sure. Yeah, I'm not getting very much on it. But he is definitely going to be a generational talent. And Michkov, too. Both of them are generational. Two generational talents in one draft again. Uh, hard to say which one's better than the other. But from what I've watched from Connor Bedard, I freaking love him. Don't get me wrong. He's amazing. But at this point, I'm still taking McDavid. Mikko Koskinen does suck. Pretty hard to win if CC's the best defensive defenseman on your team. Yep. Yeah, it is amazing. Connor Bedard, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to make that trade for Matthews, you want that 2023 first pick plus. And if I'm Arizona, I'm not giving that up. I'm sucking until that day. Like, if you're in Arizona now, you just suck. Make sure you suck for the next 2 years. If you can get Wright and Bedard or Michkov, then you can build around them. Like, you can start signing free agents or whatever, build really, really fast. But until then, I wouldn't be doing anything. Bouchard might end up being their best defenseman and their best offensive and defensive defenseman. Yeah, I mean, why not? I know why not. Nobody's going to go watch Arizona for the next 2 years. This owner's got to have, like, his pocket's got to have no bottom at all. Like, jeez. It's crazy how much that guy's losing money. He had the most turnovers per 60 last year. Wow, I didn't know that. Well, I don't know if it was their scouts' idea that they were going to play everybody from the time they were like first getting. They just need to be patient with their prospects, sort of like Buffalo. It's amazing the teams that don't do that don't win. It's just always the way it is. Uh, every team has tried. Lots of teams have tried it. It never works. So I think you'll see a lot of those guys now. Like St. Louis isn't like that. So Now that they have Armstrong in there, I'm pretty sure they're going to be patient with their prospects now. There's a couple guys that can do it, but most guys, they can't. Most players just are not made. It's hard to play when you come out that age. I remember when I got my first year at AAA, going from a AA league to a AAA league as a defenseman. It was a shock to me that I couldn't do the things I could in AA. And then I had to rethink everything I was doing. And it can be like, when that's just from AAA to AA to AAA, that's nothing compared to junior to NHL. I mean, that is absolutely I can't, mind-blowing. That's an absolutely mind-blowing upgrade. Like, I can't believe any young players are able to do it. Stetcher doesn't surprise me. Heiskanen doesn't surprise me too much. He's a young kid. Gudas doesn't surprise me at all. Oh, where did you hear this nonsense? John Tortorella, coach of the Leafs? Oh, I could just imagine Tortorella with that media there. That would be an absolute disaster. Oh my God. That would be an absolute disaster. Anyways, I'm going to try to come. I got to do something for a video here. So what should we do? I would love it too. If Tortorella went to Toronto, that would be pure entertainment right there. Pure. That would be amazing. Days of Our Leafs, yeah, which is kind of like that anyways. The drama there. Okay, I think I'm going to do it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to rank every team's #1 center. But what we're going to do is we're going to give a score for every one. Does that sound like a deal? We're gonna give a score for every. First of all, you got to come up with who is the #1 center, and then you got to give a score. So it's going to be you like that? It's going to be 1 to 100. So like a percentage, it's going to be 1 to 100. I like it. Okay, let's do that. The top #1 centers in the league. See if do you think we can get this done in an hour? First, we have to establish who is the #1 center. Okay, first we have to establish who is the #1 center for each team. I guess Getzlaf has to be the #1 center for the Anaheim Ducks, right? It'll include Seattle. So we're going to give between 1 and 100. What would you rank Ryan Getzlaf? I guess. I mean, you can't put Zegras yet. He hasn't done enough to be considered a number one center there. So what would you rank from 1 to 100 Ryan Getzlaf? $25. So from 1 to 100, what would you give him from 1 to 100 as a we're numbered like if you think he's really good, you give him an 82. If you think he's a crappy number one center, you give him a low score. $20. I'm going to change my Yes, low number means bad, high number means great. So far for Getzlaf, we got 25, 20. Oh my gosh, 60 and 50. Wow. Look at this. We're all over the place. I got Getzlaf as a number one center. I'm going to say 35. Do we have Mercer in the house here? Is Mercer in the house? $45. Is Mercer in the house? He was the one doing all the averages here. Yeah, well, we'll see what the average is. Mercer isn't in here, is he? Wow, I got to do the averages myself here. Okay, so we got 45, 95, 155, 190. That's going to be kind of hard to do. Does anybody have a calculator there? Oh, okay, 40 average. Thank you. 40 AV. Okay, now Arizona. Arizona. Who's Arizona's number one center? Is it Schmaltz? Nick Schmaltz. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely horrible. Nick Schmaltz. What do we give for Schmaltz? Yeah, it's Schmaltz. Now that Dvorak is gone, Schmaltz is the number one center. Nick Schmaltz is probably going, I'm the number one center? I'm the number 30 for Hajin. Nick Schmaltz is like, Are you sure about that? 20. You don't remember how he plays? Well, that tells you something right there, Lauren. There's nothing much to remember. He's a small guy who's got decent passing ability. Uh, Anywhere in the league, he would be a number 2 besides Arizona at best. Some places he wouldn't. He would be maybe not even on their roster because if he can't play in your top 6, then they would probably play him on the wing somewhere. CL 20. He's got to be the worst in the league, I would imagine. So I'm giving him like 10. I'll put mine in here, 10. Dork 15. Lauren says 10. Okay. 10, I got you. Lauren says 10. Okay. 15 average. That sounds about right. Okay, now we're getting into the nitty gritty here. Because we're looking at Boston now, right? And we know who that number 1 is in Boston, don't we? Bergeron. Got to take his age into consideration. How good is Bergeron going to be for Boston now at this time, at this age? This is going to be interesting. 90, 80, 12 average with Lauren counted, okay. Just put the 80, 85, 85. I'm going to say this is tough because we got some really great players to come up here. '83. I'm going to try to go on TikTok for the rest of this now. That should be it, I guess. '85 average. Okay, remember that one. Yeah, for prime, yeah, way up there. Freaking 95 for sure. I got him a little lower now, but we'll see. I mean, we might want to revise this because this is going to be very difficult to do. So. What's next? Who's next? You know me, I always screw up. Is it Buffalo now then? That's going to be Casey Middlestat. Not Jack Eichel. Because Jack Eichel's not going to be playing. So we got to go with the guy that's going to be in there. Jack Eichel's not, I don't believe he's going to play for the Buffalo Sabres. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do Jack Eichel or should we do Jack Eichel or should we do Middlestat? Because officially he is part of the team right now. So which one do you think we should do? We could do both too. Because I want to rank them anyways. Okay, we'll do Eichel. What the heck? Eichel's going to be the most fun, so we'll do Eichel. We'll do Eichel. Okay, let's do Eichel. Eichel's the most fun. Most fun wins. So 90, 85, you're giving him the same as Bergeron now? I'm giving him a 90. $92. I'm going to give him a 92. I guess I got to put him in here. $92. Weichel gives him a 92. Bill, we're rating every team's number one center from 1 to 100, Bill. And we're on Buffalo right now with Eichel. So far we have a 90, an 85, an 85, a 92, and a 92 for Jack Eichel. Dork, 85. Yeah, I'm kind of assuming that he's healthy, but all right. Because he's not going to play unless he's healthy, so. $95? I almost gave a 95. Okay, we got 95. 70? Oh my gosh. Bill Tortolet says 70. Okay, so Hajin, what do we got for an average there? 86. Wow, he just ekes above Bergeron. Wow. Okay, so don't let me screw this up. Who's next? Who's next? Is that Calgary now? Flames. All right. Wow, this is going to be a low score for me. I know that. Okay, let me get it up here first. Calgary Flames. That's, Elias Lindholm. I'm sorry, that's not going to be a low score. That's going to be tough. I don't think he's a true number one center, but in some ways he is. He's sort of a tweener. What the heck are you going to give to him? I'm interested to see what the scores will be for Elias Lindholm. Do you think it's Monahan first? I don't think it's Monahan. I think right now Elias Lindholm is their number one center. Wow, look, I knew we were going to get some Flames. Lindholm. Lauren is 80. Hygiene is 55. Dork is 75. I'm really... Weichel is 93. What? That's... You think Lindholm is better than... No, Lauren, who said 93? Is better than Bergeron at this point? I don't know. Lindholm. I like him for 72. I give him a 72. We're ranking NHL number one centers for any of you out there. All right, that's pretty rich, 93. But okay, I think it's Hagin. You got to tell me. I'm pretty sure it's Hagin. Am I saying that right? But what's the average? Because that's who we got. I don't know where everybody took off to. How could you take off with this kind of frolic going on? I'm not sure. But Hagin we're waiting for Hagin to give us the average so we can move on to the next one. Hello, we're doing NHL. You can put your scores on TikTok too. 1 to 100, every NHL number one center. We're ranking them from 1 to 100, rating them 1 to 100. Hagin, 75 average for Lindholm. And that Carolina would be next then, right? Yeah, it's got to be Carolina. Carolina's next. Hey, we're ranking every NHL's number one centers. If you want to put your rank down as from 1 to 100, down at the bottom there. Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes is next. Bill Tortolet, 80. Lauren, 90. What did I give to Bergeron? Oh yeah, I got to remember what I gave. I gave 20. I gave 15. $83. Eichel. What did I give for Eichel? 92. I gave 72. Dork 90 for Aho. Wow. Aho's getting love here, buddy. No doubt about that. Weichel 79. And I am going to go $82. Just scored. Well, at this point, you could almost make a case. It's very difficult because, I mean, Bergeron, there's a whole bunch of factors. He's won cups. He's, leadership. How do you rank all of that? Aho is just, he has better skill right now because Bergeron's lost some of his skill level. But I think I put him about the same. What did I give Bergeron? I put him just under at 82. I had Bergeron at 83. 83 average for Aho. Next, it should be either Columbus or Colorado, right? Is Colorado next? Wow, what are you going to give to this guy? Just make sure I'm right. It is Colorado, right? Or Chicago. Chicago's next. Chicago is next. Chicago's number one center. Well, what is their number one center? Is it Doc or is it Taves? No, we're doing Chicago first. Chicago's first. So first of all, is it Doc or Taves? Who's the number one center, Doc or Taves? Got to figure that out first. We'll have an argument on the Chicago groups right there, right off the get-go. Doc or Taves, number one center for Chicago. Put him in. Tell me that first. First, we'll go with that. I mean, Kirby Doc is only 20 years old. Okay, Taves then. You think it has to be Doc? I think it's really close. I think we'll go with it's Taves to lose. I agree. I think Doc will take it. I think Doc will win that. But Taves. We'll go Taves. What do we got? A 70 for Taves. What did what did he get? He didn't get any points last year. $60 points in 70 games. Now, Taves does not really have much of a difference than he got a point a game the year before. How is that different than Bergeron in a lot of ways? Like, I sometimes think that we underrate Taves. But we'll see what everybody else gives here. Wow, Weichel says 89. 89 for Taves. 80. 80 for Taves from Lauren. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he put up some decent points. He's still a fantastic leader. What did Hajin put in? Did he do his yet? Or is he thinking about it? Hajin, I'll put mine in, I guess. This is really tough. Dork, 75. Okay, I got mine then. I don't even know if I like my score here. 79. Hey, we're doing NHL ratings here, guys. Whoever's on TikTok, we're rating them from 1 to 100. Every team's number one center. What was your score, Hajin? Oh, 70. 70, okay. So the average was 79. Okay. Colorado, McKinnon, we got Lauren in at 95 already. $95, $92. I think I gave Aho 90. What did I give Aho? Who did I give a 92 to? I gave 92 to Eichel. I'm going to try to share this out again. Okay, we got 92, 96 for Weichel. Oh, this is tough. Do I think he's the second best center in the league right now? I don't think so. I'll put mine in here. I might kick myself on that one, 93. Did I put him? Did I give a 95 to anybody yet? No, I didn't. 94 average. Okay, so next we got Chicago, Colorado, Columbus, the Blue Jackets. And you know that's Roslovic. I forgot to put it up here. Colorado. Oh shoot. Chicago, Carolina, and Columbus. Roslovic, I think that shows Roslovic in cap friendly. Well, then you just said it then. Roslovic. Roslovic is obviously, yeah. I would rank Roslovic higher as far as skill level. I don't think either one of them's a number one center, so 27 for Hajin. $27. Dork 55, 27, 70. I'm going to try to share this to another group on Facebook to get people in here. What's it? Yeah, he does. He's still. I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to be a true number one center, but Well, we did what we did. 50, 55, 27, and 70. Is that all we got? Is that? $51 average. So that's got to be all the C's, right? When you consider he couldn't make it out of the top two, he was always in the bottom. In fact, they weren't even playing him as a center in Winnipeg. They were playing him on the wing more than they were center. Just wait a sec. I'll be right back. Tell me who's next. Colorado. Is it Detroit? Is it Detroit now? Oh, Dallas. Dallas. Why do I always forget Dallas? Dallas. I always forget Dallas. Seguin. Now that is tough. After doing everything we just did, how do you give Seguin a score? Wow, look at the weak scores for Seguin. Really? Weak scores for Seguin. Is that because of injury or 56 for Weichel? Holy crap. 56 for Seguin for Weichel. Where did I get a 77? It's got to be Seguin, but I think Hintz is going to take that over Hygiene now. I got to put one in here for him too. What the heck did I have for the rest of the guys here? 79. I got 79 for Taze. I can't put him that high. $74. Okay, I got it. $74. He turned into a great two-way guy in the playoffs, but before that he wasn't. He really stepped up his game in the playoffs that year, but he was injured all the heck. So, man, he's put up some pretty good points on a lot of years. $71 average for Seguin. So, okay, now it's Detroit, right? So what do you give to Larkin if you give, this should be interesting. What do you give to Larkin now? Larkin. Lauren is giving him 80. So you think that Larkin is better than Seguin? Hajin is 60. Larkin was injured last year, yeah. What did I give? I gave him a 71. I'm not a huge Larkin guy. He's a middle of the road middle of the road center. But like I said, would he be better on a better team? Sure. But would he be as good as Sagan on a better team? I don't think so. In an EA hockey game? Okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter how you do it. We're just having fun anyways. We've only got 3 here. After this, I might have to end it. And we'll have to try it again tomorrow when we have more people in here because I want to make sure that we have a solid amount of numbers just for fun. I got 71. I think it's going to be interesting the way we look at it afterwards. It all averages out. Dork has got 68. Okay, we got some numbers here. What I should do is have 1, 2, 3, 4. I should make it so you have to have at least 5 numbers before we can call it. That's what I'm going to do. We have to have at least 5 numbers before we can call it a percentage. So we got 80, 60, 70, 71, and 68. $70 average. So he's 1 point below. Larkin is 1 point below Seguin. He's below Tays. He's below Lindholm. He's above Getzlaf by quite a bit. Yeah, thank you very much, my friend. This is one of the rare times that Mercer is not part of this, too. Mercer is usually right on there all the time. Oh, we're Edmonton now, right? Oh, yeah. That's pretty much easy there. This one's pretty easy. Is that his number, 97? So that's the highest number you're going to give Hajin, I imagine. 97. Nobody gets 100. $98. Nobody's going to give 100. We need 2 more before it can be official. That's what I'm going to do from now on. We got to have 5 before it's official. Otherwise, we stay on that same team and we can talk about other stuff until something comes in. I like that idea. Otherwise, it's not really right. We can talk about the Edmonton Oilers for a while, though. Do you think the Edmonton Oilers have a team that can outscore their opposition? Yeah, I got 100. We got 3 scores so far. Yeah, well, I'm going to wait till we get 2 more. So, if you're new, whoever's coming in now, you gotta grade McDavid from 1 to 100 so we can get 5 grades, and that's how we're going to do it. McJesus, yeah, that's what they call him here in Edmonton all the time. I don't like the bottom 6 either. I mean, if it's true that Kyle Turris is crushing it at the gym, I might not mind it. I do think that Fogle is great defensively. He just has no hands. And who's on the right side of that? Cassian. Oh, yeah. Well, Cassian did have a sore hand last year. Like, really hurt bad. Yeah. I think their 5-on-5 offense will be better as well. I think their overall offense is going to be fantastic. I guess we'll make a concession for Edmonton because everybody's going to have around 97 to 100 for McDavid. So what was our average? 99. It's not going to change too much, but we'll continue this tomorrow if we don't get five numbers for the next one, which is Florida, right? CC, will it drop? CC's pretty good on the PK. They're probably going to be playing Hyman on the PK. Hyman's going to get like 40 minutes a night. That's the problem. Panthers. Yeah, where do you put Barkov now? Where are you going to put Barkov? If I'm looking at everybody. $90 for Hygien. $90 for Hygien. We're doing Barkov, whoever just came in here. We're giving every team's number one centers rating from 1 to 100. $95. What did I give? I gave Aho 79. I gave McKinnon. Do I put Barkov at the same as McKinnon? No. Didn't I give a 92 here for somebody? Oh, Hockey News Reports, it just came in. Are we happy? We're rating, you missed it, Hockey News Reports. We're rating every team's number one centers from 1 to 100. We need 2 more for Barkov for it to be official. Yeah, we're going to stop at Florida because we don't have enough for Florida yet. We need 1 more. Hockey News Reports, come on, buddy, throw one in there. No, we're not doing LA. We got to get 5 in. You guys got to tell all your friends to come in this live so we can go through these quick. You got to have at least 5 for everyone. I'm putting my foot down. Oh, Pollock is a new guy. Woo! We can almost do LA if we get 1 more. Hockey News Reports. Hockey News Reports, we're giving every team's, the number one center for every team, a rating from 1 to 100. If you get in there now, we'll do LA. We can do LA and make Hygien happy because Hygien's been doing this all the time. Yeah, we can do LA and I'll run a little long. If we get, thank you, Taylor Pollock, for coming in, by the way. 97. Oh my gosh. Okay, Hygien, what's the... Did I do mine yet? Yeah, I did. I gave a 92. Okay. Do your average there, Hygien, on that 5 numbers, and we'll get started on LA. I had 92. Sorry, I should have put it in here. Sorry about that. My bad. I should have had that in there. 93 average for Barkov. All right, we'll do the LA Kings and then we're out of here. Kopitar. Kopitar. I'll put mine in right away. Wow, 82, really? Wow. Kopitar is the #1 center for... I gave him the same as Barkov. I think he's still as good as Barkov. Just wait till this year when now that he has Dano there and he doesn't have to be the guy that shuts down everybody's top pairing all the time. He's going to put up some points this year, I think. I got 92. What do you got? 82. We need 3 more so we can call it official, and then we'll start on Montreal. And I'm going to do this video, I think I'm going to do this video. Yeah, I mean, I think Kopitar is so bloody underrated. Like, the guy's an absolute rock. He's been on a poor LA team, doing everything for that organization for so long. He's getting a little older. His point production goes down, but he's got to do everything for that team. I guess you could probably say the same for Larkin, you know. When Larkin gets some people around him, he'll probably have point production. Probably will look at it and go, you know, we undervalued him as well. 94 for Weichel. Hockey News reports he's still out there. We need 2 more. Lauren got 85. Lauren put 85. 1 more. I think he's better than Bergeron right now. At this moment, I think Kopitar is better than Bergeron. I don't think he's better than Bergeron over Bergeron's career, but at this moment, I think he's better than Bergeron. But what did I give Bergeron? I gave Bergeron an 83. See, that's probably low, but then that was when we first started doing this, so. But I do think he's better than Bergeron. Probably not that much better than Bergeron now that I think about it, though. But these are tough to do. It's the first time we've ever done it. Yeah, that'll be interesting when people watch the video and see that. We only need 1 more. 1 more. Hockey News reports, are you out there? Lauren gave Kopitar 85. Weichel 94. We need 1 more. 1 more. All right, we're going to have to wait till we come back tomorrow. We'll start with LA. You know what? Tomorrow I'm going to start early. I'm going to start, so everybody knows, I'm going to start in the morning tomorrow. And I'm going to try to get this done so I can do the video in the afternoon. So I'm going to do a marathon tomorrow. So we'll get as many people in on this as possible. All right. I got to head her out now. Talk to you later. That's my full 42. Okay, bye.